Hey, what is up? We are live. We are going to do some BRs today. I think today I want to have some background music, so we will start with that. Move it on down a little bit. I just want it to kind of be in the background. So, yeah, we're going to start with we'll do a Wildcat real quick. Here we go. We need 3. I'm probably only going to do like 10 to 15 of the Wildcats, but I'll do some. I'm going to max the hurry up. So that is that. And I made my own rankings here. What's up, Hartman? Thanks for popping in. Also, Hartman, I had a question for you. On your start set question, with Jaden Reed, who was the options, by the way? I am actually going to do a single dog bowl today. I've never done a dog bowl. I'm debating on doing a single dog bowl each week and kind of maybe trying to force the same stack on every slate until it hits and hope I get the correct pieces around it. I'm debating on doing something like that. We'll see how that works out. Like, I don't think the dog bowl is a good contest at all, but I would really like to go to Kansas City. I love that city anyway. I've been several times. It's always a good time. So we get the 104 here. I don't recognize any of these names. I am Compton, sitting here in the 3 spot. But yeah, so I have right now in these contests, I've done 18 of them. Okay, that's what it was. Noel. I was thinking it was Jaden Higgins. So I was sort of right. I mean, we definitely made the right decision. And you were very close. And if I would have went with my original, because I had 2 of them, 2 of the hot takes, and both of them were fairly close to hitting. Because the first one was that Cincinnati would lose, or that Cleveland would beat Cincinnati, and all intents and purposes, the Browns were the better team that game, right? Like, the Browns were just the better team. The other one was that Demont would outscore Jahmyr Gibbs. And, well, Jahmyr Gibbs was actually – yeah, we'll do this. This will be my first share of Saquon in any slate this weekend. I've told myself I will take him every time he comes around in the second round, but I do not like him in the first. Now, if Trey McBride was there, I would still take McBride. But Demont actually had more points going into the fourth quarter than Gibbs, I believe. Yeah, they really are. Like, that is an absolute fact. Both of those teams did not deserve wins. 2 teams that I have projected a lot lower wins in the field, with the Bengals and the Steelers. Neither one of them deserved to win the game. And to be honest, neither did the 49ers. What's up, Hulk? Hulk is in a first quarter pod with me. He's the only non-Derrick Henry team in the pod. Yeah, we'll take neighbors. Why not, right? I would love, like, I don't get a chance to take Connor very often because I have been smashing Trey McBride, and I don't love Connor with McBride as much. I've done it once or twice, but I don't love it. Yeah, it's 4 Derrick Henry teams, and then Hulk smash with, I think, a CMC team. I have 11 advancing, and that was the craziest one. The crazy thing about it is of the 11, there's only 4 pods that I have with like Derrick Henry teams even in them. And both of those pods have 3 or more people with Derrick Henry. So the one has 4 and the other one has 3, if I remember right. So it's like they just piled all the Derrick Henry teams together, which is wild stuff. So I love the James Conner matchup. I haven't got to it much. Breece Hall to me is like Ed Oliver, the Bills defensive lineman, is out with a walking boot. He was today at practice. Unless he's Jaden Reed, like that is very unlikely that he plays this week. And Breece Hall, I think, proved to everybody, by everybody, I mean the coaching staff, that he's the guy. What's up? Yeah, and that's wild. Like, because there's like 1 or 2 teams that has like a single Henry, but it's mostly all the Henry teams seem to be piled together, at least in the pods that I'm in. Let me know if the music's too loud as well. So the one thing we're not going to do, so I haven't got to this yet, but I think we're going to do the Drake May Hunter Henry stack on this one. So I've been wanting to mix in a little bit of May this week versus Miami, and I do want to couple it a bit with Achane. Like if Achane would have made it here, I would have loved this team. But I wouldn't have Neighbors either. I kind of like the bring back situation there, and then ignore the quarterback because we're probably going to get less. Like there's probably going to be very little Drake May with the CeeDee Lamb Neighbors team. And if you're just popping in, please smash the like. I'm going to do drafts for a while. I'm going to do some drafts on Underdog, and then I'm going to pop over and intermittently do some drafts over on Drafters as well. The next draft I'm going to do will be a hurry up, I think. Probably do a victory formation as well. So hopefully nobody takes Henry. I'm pretty out on Kelsey this week. I've taken him twice, and it feels like too much. Especially with the news that Worthy's actually practicing today. That's absolutely wild. So we got here. We're going to go back out. We can do, like, I was hoping there'd be a smaller entry fee Primetime Palooza. I don't love the Primetime Palooza as a contest. I'll probably do one today, assuming people want to do it. So I'm going to enter hurry up, and I'm going to enter in 10 seconds. Yeah, so but yeah, for my personal ranks, I have Jamar Chase 1, CMC 2. I'm going to start mixing them in. I have 40% Jamar Chase and only 22% CMC. I want that to be more like 35-30. So, and then I've got 40% Trey McBride, and that's exactly where I want to be. I like every opportunity I can. I want to get a CMC Jamar Chase with the Trey McBride. That's my goal. If I have to full fade Henry, and I have to full fade Henry, I'm going to have a hard time taking Derrick Henry over CMC. Like I will not do it over CMC and Chase. I'm pretty much not getting the 3 spot ever. And I like CeeDee Lamb over him anyway. I actually like Trey McBride over Derrick Henry this week. Although there's already hate being thrown around those two teams. Grant Delpit was asked about tackling CMC or Derrick Henry, and somebody asked him, is tackling him that hard? And let me find it real quick. Basically just said no, it is not. And then Derrick Henry replied, we'll see about that, or something. So already a little bit of shade being thrown between the two teams. So that is probably a pretty good reason to take some Derrick Henry now, but we got Hartman at the 101, and we got the 105. Kraft or Pitts in full PPR. I kind of like Kraft this week over Pitts. So, yeah, I definitely prefer Kraft this week. I think that's going to be a higher scoring game than people expect. I think that the Commanders' offense is just going to hum. They were pretty inefficient last week because of penalties. Now, if that happens again, it could be just a Josh Jacobs game. I don't know about that. Like, I still think it's CMC, and I think it's Jamar Chase 101 easily. Like, if all you do is sort by projections, Jamar Chase projects for 2 more fantasy points than any other wide receiver. And if you look at running back, CMC and Henry and Saquon all project for like the same amount. And then Gibbs projects for even like, and so does Chase Brown and HN. They all project for around within a point of each other. So just from that, and that's just from underdogs. I haven't seen ETR's ranks yet, but we'll try it again. I haven't taken a single Jahmyr Gibbs share. We're going to do that this time. I don't want a full fade Gibbs this week, and I want all combinations I can possibly get with Trey McBride. So that's what we're doing here. Lamb and Chase are the same play to me. Are they? Like, I can see that, especially after Chase's big drop off or kind of disappointing finish to his game. I kind of think he'll be ready to go. I do actually prefer Lamb over Gibbs. I just have 0 Gibbs. I've done about 20 of these, and I have 0 Gibbs. So, and I do agree with that Chase and Lamb should be pretty close. I personally have, like, I'm just going to take Chase over him, though. At least one Lion will boom this week, which, yeah, I've been taking McBride at the 104. I believe McBride's the best play on the slate, honestly. Yes, no, I get it. And the Jared Goff indoor splits and stuff, like all that stuff. Like, the Lions are probably a really good play. It's something that originally I wasn't in on, and the more I thought about it, I'm probably just wrong. But, like, I like CMC, Chase, Lamb, and McBride all over Gibbs. But I can generally get McBride here. But in the first round, I pretty much get CD almost in a lot of drafts. So it looks like Neighbors comes back. We could just do the double stack for the Lions here. I don't have any Jared Goff teams. I think we'll go ahead and use Neighbors, though, and not take that direction. We have I'm also having a hard time getting to much Jonathan Taylor. I know he had unlimited usage at the beginning of the game, but I'm going to go ahead and take Breece Hall here. If Ed Oliver is out, Breece Hall to me is an absolute smash. We'll probably scroll for our quarterback or our second wide receiver. I think I know what wide receiver I would like to scroll for this game. Oh yeah, there are tons and tons of options. And I tend to like to play a little more aggressively. Like I'm not going to do more than 50 total drafts I'll probably do around 50 total between the two sites, and I don't mind having a couple players with like 40% bags, and then if those players hit, if those players don't hit, I just lose. But then I win bigger in the other weeks. That's probably how I'm going to play this. Unless a game goes Bills versus Ravens, you're probably fine. Yeah, but I mean, I also I'm curious what happens with the Bears secondary pieces if they are able to play this week or not. And Amon-Ra to me, like I think I would almost rather play JMO than Amon-Ra this week. So I do want Kyler for sure if he makes it with McBride, because I love Kyler this week, and I don't have any since I don't have any Gibbs yet. Like I said with the no Gibbs, like I've done 18 drafts I think before this, so it's a low owned thing. Oh, Devonta Smith went. Okay, that was going to be my scroll. I mean, we could just go chalk here. Ricky Pearsall. I think I just eat the chalk here and like diversify the plays I like, because I like the Kyler play. I like the McBride. I like the bring back. I like Brees a lot, and get two options I haven't been taking a lot with the players I love for this week. Yeah. I was gonna like that was actually the scroll down I was planning on taking was Devonta Smith here. So that's pretty hilarious that was my plan. I hadn't looked yet. So let's see what Hartman finishes with. He has Jalen Hurts with Devonta Smith. Like I kind of like doing that a lot. And Connor, like I kind of want a piece of Arizona on every team. Are you drafting the quiet players from week one? I am. Well, Nico's not on this slate. But I would draft Nico this week. Amon-Ra, I'm not as much because I like the other options more. Like, now, I would take Amon-Ra. I didn't even realize Amon-Ra was there. That's my bad. But I was building out a game stack. Like, that's an awesome Amon at 33. That's pretty nice. All right, so we're going to do another hurry up, and we'll enter in 10 seconds. I'm going to leave 5 of these for Sunday morning, but I'm going to get most of mine in. I wanted to get a lot of them in now. Yeah, I'm not planning on full fading Amon-Ra. That was actually the time to take him. But I honestly don't want Amon on a team with another Lion, especially if I'm not taking Jared Goff. So, yeah, on drafters last week, I did decent, and I'm gonna head over there in a minute. I've done 5 of them right now, and 2 of the $11 one. I'll probably do a couple of the $3.30 ones. Leave myself a few. All right, so we got the 103 here. And Prophet Pepe is here. Draft Dude. I've seen him all over the place. Average Goat sitting here at the 1 hole. The weeklies ones are addicting, man. Yeah, no, they really are. I'm going to do a Primetime Palooza. I've only done one. And It was a single entry, and I actually got a Josh Jacobs plus Jaden Daniels team. I got Ertz on the way back, and then I actually double stacked Packers wide receivers because Jaden Reed and Matthew Golden made it back around. And I got Jordan Mason. That was my team. So it's a little weird because it's a double stack bring back with Jaden Daniels as lead. I kind of like Commanders. I just kind of like the Commanders this week. All right, Jamar Chase, 103. Come on down. I don't really trust the Commanders' run D, but I also don't really like. I trust Jaden Daniels to be able to move the ball no matter what. As long as now the Packers will win if the Commanders have 10 penalties again. That's kind of where we're at in my eyes. What do you think of the double reverse $2 entry with 22,000 pays the top 5? I don't like any basically winner take all tournaments. I would rather play the double doink, the $5 double up tournament that is 2,300 entries, and the top 1,000 gets double their money. Yeah, I do think the Jacobs could be in for a huge night, and the Jacobs plus Jaden Daniels feels awesome. The problem is 0 receivers on any of the other teams made it to me. So I was basically forced to either go down to like Noah Brown. I mean, I'll take Lamar here. I was forced to either go like down to like a Noah Brown or something really ugly, or just take Jaden Reed plus Matthew Golden and have 3 Packers and basically play it as a Jaden Reed gets a cut, like Jaden Reed and Golden get a touchdown early. Josh Jacobs runs the hell out of the ball, but Jaden Daniels just destroys the game and is QB1 on the slate with 2 rushing touchdowns or something. It's something that could happen. I'm going to project very well. I have a lot of players, good players on that. The projection was 72 points on the primetime slate. I believe that's good. Assuming it doesn't get thrown out. I actually love Achane this week as well. I think he could be the only player to get home, but BTJ, I think I'll take whichever one of these. I could mix in an Amon-Ra share here since I didn't on the last one. All right, so we do get Achane back. That was the play I wanted. Yeah, and I agree with you, Andre, for sure. I made a couple parlays, touchdown parlays, and I like Matthew Golden at the 1.74 multiplier that he had. Because he was open in the end zone and Jordan Love missed him. And I do think that they're going to possibly the Commanders' run defense is better than their pass defense. That's just kind of a fact, right? Or it has been in the past. So I'm going to guess that there's a good chance that a Packers receiver gets deep for a touchdown today. That's my guess. That doesn't mean that Josh Jacobs isn't an awesome play and he doesn't get a bunch of carries later in the game. But that's still very live. All right, so this is what we have right now. Lamar, Achane, Jamar. I need a little bit of Harrison since I'm betting on all of the anti-Panthers pieces, I do need to make sure to mix in a couple shares of Marvin Harrison. I've got him in like 2 drafts. I've got I'm basically going to be at the around the field on Harrison, but I'm going to be way over the field on James Conner and Trey McBride. So this could be a second straight Drake May team. I don't have the May with HN stuff at all, but I do think that if I do it again, it's just going to be a naked Drake May. I will take Jonathan Taylor here. Like, if I can get him at 27, I don't mind doing it. Yeah, like I'll bring up my pick'em after this. So I can get him for free. I as you see in my ranks, I do prefer James Conner this week to Jonathan Taylor, but Jonathan Taylor generally goes like almost every draft, and he's probably not going to be paired with, like, this is going to be a pretty unique pairing since all of my players are ADP fallers. Jamar's a little bit of a faller. I guess Achan's just at ADP, but Lamar's a faller. And I guess Harrison's at ADP, but Harrison ADP is the same as Taylor, and Taylor fell. So we can go ahead. We could just take Kyler here once again. No, we can't. We cannot do that. We could do the common thing and take Andrews, but I actually kind of really like the Britton Strange pick this week. I like it quite a bit. If you sort by their projections, and like the fact that Njoku might actually be the play here. Do the naked Lamar. I think I just want to do the chalk, though. I'm going to go ahead and take Andrews on this. All right, so that's the team. We will go to – I'll show you I got a 75% profit boost. I don't know if everybody else did, but what I did was 1.7 times multiplier on Golden. Jaden Daniels' longest rush. I think he gets loose once. And Terry McLaurin's like a 1.3 on touchdown. So I went ahead and stacked the 2 touchdowns. This $10 entry was, I think it paid like, I can't remember what it was. It was quite a bit though. $233 for that pick'em on a $10 entry with the boost. So I went a little like double touchdown hunting on that. Let's see if I can do my first ever dog bowl. Let's see. It is waiting for 11. We will wait. We will do something different. Let's hop over to Drafters. Look at the lobbies and Drafters. We're going to do a 330 on Drafters. If you are not signed up on Drafters, you can use promo code WHO for a 100% deposit match for $25 to $100. Any amount in between, they will match 100%. $25 to $100. Yeah, I do think that the secondary of the Commanders is not great, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. The fact that the Giants couldn't stop the pass rush of the Commanders, like, we're going to find out tonight how bad of a play the Giants are overall. I know Andrew Thomas did practice today, but like, if the Commanders defensive line is giving the Packers trouble today, maybe there is a little bit of hope. But for the Giants, but it looked pretty bad. If the Commanders get like no pressure today on the Packers, it's pretty much curtains for the Giants this season. Um, so I made my own rankings over here as well. They just have it all sorted by projection. I swap back and forth to look at what's going on. We got the 105. So on drafters, it is a full best ball roster. We got the 105. Quarterbacks, it also includes the night slate. So the Vikings game is in this. The Vikings Falcons game is in this slate. So that leaves you. So you have these three elite quarterbacks, and there's only 5 drafters. So elite quarterback can get pushed. Yeah, my dart bags are waiting as well. I do have a lot more Jackson Dart than I have Russ Wilson, and Superflex especially. So if that Dart thing can happen by like week 5, I'm feeling pretty good. All right, so as we were talking earlier, I love McBride this week. Like I don't care to be the reason that his ADP goes up. I'm going to continually take him as high as I need to. Achan on this site is awesome as well. I mean, it's full PPR over here. I have a bunch of Achan plus McBride, so I'm going to go ahead and take a Jahmyr Gibbs McBride again. I do like Jahmyr Gibbs is a better play. Like Achan for some reason will fall sometimes, so like I've got him at the 12 spot a bunch. Like I have 3 different CMC Achan or CMC McBride Achan teams over here, and I really like those. Derrick Henry at 9 feels pretty good. I still like McBride over Derrick Henry this week. In a full PPR, I do prefer Gibbs and Bijan over Henry. That doesn't mean I can't be wrong. Like I could easily be wrong. We will see what happens. If an elite quarterback, if Lamar or Allen makes it back to 15-16, I don't mind taking them there. This could be a Gibbs, Almond, Goff team, though. I'm still not on Jared Goff yet. I haven't taken a single share. I do think he's harder to take, even on drafters. But I at least need to be open to it if I'm going to do. I'm basically going to do 25 drafts on this site. I'm going to do about 40 drafts or so on Underdog. Achan, this is an awesome start. I probably would have. I probably would have just taken Achan over Henry. And then if Henry came back, then taken him. But I could just be wrong there. I would love to get Chase Brown back. On J.J. McCarthy, I think J.J. McCarthy did everything he needed to prove that he's not going to, I thought he had an awesome game. Because of how bad it started and how he came back, I think that's kind of wheels up for him. Honestly, let's look at my ranks real quick. I'm going to just take Lamar first. And we'll take a Kyron chair here. I don't love the Kyron pick, but we'll go ahead and take Kyron. I don't like it, but I do admit that it's a fine pick. And with all the scroll down wide receivers, I don't mind pushing. Yes, you need 3 receivers, but I don't mind pushing it with all the scroll down options. Like unless these two players want to flex, like you can get Drake London in the late fifth pretty often on this site because two people usually have all their wide receivers unless they flex a wide receiver. So going the early running backs, you can generally get one of these guys, an AJ Brown or a Ted, coming back, and it feels pretty good. I don't know if I want to play the yeah, and he does. He goes ahead and takes Amon Ra there, which was probably a really good pick. I was hoping that one of those two or Amon made it back. Hopefully it's Drake. I'm not quite hip to scrolling down to Mooney yet. I'm going to do a little bit of that if he is playing on Sunday morning. And I really do like the Devonta Smith scroll down. So hopefully like AJ Brown's not the one that falls to me. And we have Trey McBride, so we're not going to scroll down for. So we do get Drake London, and then we're going to play. We're actually going to do the bring back here on Tony Pollard with Kyron Williams. Have a running back duel there. So the team right now. Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyron Williams, Tony Pollard at running back, Lamar Jackson, Trey McBride at tight end, Drake London, and then we will click on my rankings. We'll go. I wouldn't mind this being like where's Devonta? Okay, I have Devonta Smith all the way up here. As you see, I really like him. And then we'll just look at what the top is. I know DK Metcalf is a revenge game this week versus Seattle. Seattle's defense is very, very good, though. And Seattle's defense has practiced against Metcalf for a long time. Yes, Metcalf has also practiced against them. But Metcalf isn't a every kind of route guy. I'm going to uncomfortably full fade DK Metcalf this week, I think. He did show that he ran a few more routes than I thought he usually can this past week. So there is that. Do I want to take Zay Flowers for the stack, or do I want to go naked there? And Cortland Sutton's just a good pick, right? So we're going to get two of these guys. I don't know who I should take, though. The Gibbs, we can have that. Have Atlanta. I think I want Flowers. And we'll take Ricky Pearsall on this team. So the team, Lamar Jackson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyron Williams, Drake London, Flowers, Pearsall, Trey McBride, and flex Tony Pollard. I don't have a lot of Gibbs or Kyron, and I've talked myself into Pollard being a really good play. So my theory on Pollard is Nick Chubb actually led the league in missed tackles forced, I think, or broken tackle, one or the other today, I heard, which is wild. Which is really good news for Tony Pollard going up against that defense. The Rams or the Titans offensive line, I believe, is going to be much better this season than the Texans. So let's say that Tony Pollard is probably a pretty good pick this week. That is my thoughts there. All right, we will go back to Underdog now. We will check the Dog Bowl once again. Waiting on one for the Dog Bowl. This will be my only Dog Bowl for the week. Like I said, I think I'm going to do some Dog Bowls, but I think I'm going to do one a week. I have some plays that I like a lot more than the field, and I will probably just be using those. I would actually like to pick like 6, 7, 8, I think, in the dog bowl. I'm a huge believer that Trey McBride is an absolute smash in this. And if I don't get Trey McBride, I will not take I won't take a tight end until the last round, like guaranteed. Like I believe that all the other tight ends this week aren't worth a pick that high. Like I like Brenton Strange a lot. If I have a full Cincinnati thing going, we can do that. Who's got that dog in him? So, by the way, let me bring this up. Been working on a new logo. Actually, Vaporware has been messing with it, and I'm going to start messing with it a little bit more too. Like he was just doing it out of the goodness of his heart. And this is kind of exactly what I was hoping. Exactly what I wanted. Except we're trying to get it to move out a little more. Like this was like the exact envisionment I had, except for the pillars to be out a little further and the owl to be fully in between the two. But this is kind of what I want right here. And then to like CGI a beard onto the owl. Which that part will be pretty easy. But that is shout out to Vaporware there. But he's been messing around with Grok, looking for that. I'm going to end up using that for sure. Something like that. So I do think that it's that's exactly what I want. I want the cryptic kind of thing like that. This man ended up in the dog bowl. I think he got his seat last week. So, yeah, I really like the CD Lamb spot this week. So I'm going to go ahead and take him. Take him right there. Let's see. We got fantasy football links in. Crutches is there at the 8. Hartman at the 10. I would have swapped you spots instantly, Hartman, if we were allowed to swap picks. Yeah, and I agree. That is it's a really good start, and that's like exactly what I was envisioning whenever I was talking about it. And it'll be pretty. I mean, I think you take Trey McBride if he's there, and I don't think it's close. Just because Trey McBride's probably going to project for 3 to 4 more points than any other tight end this week. And even without, if he gets a touchdown, he's probably going to get 18, 19 points at tight end, right? Like, if I was down there, I would be dreaming that McBride makes it to me. And you look at all the other, like, do we really think it's going to be Travis Kelce season? I don't at all. So I do think that Trey McBride is the correct play. Yeah, the correct version is who do I pick? You got to say it twice. Who, and then who do I pick? Right? Like Trey McBride to me is the play. Yeah, and like I don't mind the scroll like that either. I don't mind the Mark Andrews thing. There's enough quarterbacks I like this week that, I mean, if Josh Allen miraculously made it all the way down here, obviously I take it. But like, I don't know what I would do if I were you, Hartman. Like, the Trey McBride, Josh Allen thing's probably done pretty often, but it's also only 5,200 entrants. So the rest of the draft will probably be different either way. Running back can get pretty ugly. Because if you don't end up with two of them, like by the end here, or if you don't end up with one early, you probably end up flexing wide receiver, unless you're happy with J.K. Dobbins, David Montgomery, Tyrone Tracy, Jalen Warren, Kenneth Walker, Sampson. Sampson's probably a pretty decent pick, honestly. Achane and Puka were my only real debates with McBride. Easy pick. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I just think McBride's the right pick there anyway. I think he just is going to project for so many more points than everybody else at tight end that, like, I mean, I don't get James Conner all the way back, but I would love, if I get one of these two players, I am ecstatic. Absolutely ecstatic. If I don't get one of those two, I could make my, like, use my fade on Amon-Ra against me for the dog bowl. And then, like, if he smashes, at least I have a chance here, kind of thing. But I think there's tons of good picks down the board at wide receiver. So since I have CD, I think we're going to go ahead and ride with just the one and then make sure to get an RB here. The one I wanted does go. I'm having a hard time with ETN. I do kind of like Kamara, though. So we're going to go with Kamara versus San Francisco. He should get a ton of targets. San Francisco might have a hard time moving the ball with Mac Jones. Maybe they don't. If they do, it could be a huge Kamara game. If they don't, it could also be a huge Kamara game. So I just think that Kamara is a decent matchup for the San Francisco 49er defense. I know he only had 2 targets to Spencer Rattler last week, but last year at the end of the year, he did have a pretty high target game at the end of the year when Spencer Rattler played a couple games. I'm looking it up right now. So in the 2024 season, he ended up with, I guess it was just five targets the last couple games. So maybe I'm wrong, but there is definitely a play here that I really want, and it was Tony Pollard. So we actually get a start I like here. This leaves me an option for a scroll down tight end and a scroll down quarterback. I know, and I'm fine with, like, I'm fine with a lot of the wide receivers, and I don't think a lot of people are going to go three wide receivers. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like the CD, Lamb, Kamara, Pollard. Kellen Moore scheme doesn't use passes to RB a ton, but I'd imagine he gets Kamara more involved with the talent. Yeah. I mean, Kellen Moore, has he ever really had a heavy pass catching running back? Like, a lot of the, I know the scheme stuff does matter, and sometimes it is true, but sometimes it's true because they were dealt a couple RB, like they didn't really have an RB that was good at pass catching. Let's see if I can find it. So, Kellen Moore running backs. Guess it doesn't want me to see. So, I guess Pollard is fine. Elliott was okay out of the backfield, but not great. And that's it, right? Yeah, Pollard is a good pass catcher as well. He's not Kamara, right? So look at this. We're going with Kellen Moore's former and current running back, and Kellen Moore's former wide receiver one. Yeah, but Barkley, Jalen Hurts historically doesn't throw the ball to, like, he, even in Alabama, Jalen Hurts never threw the ball to his running backs. And the Chargers 2 years ago, did Eckler not have very many? Let's look. Let's look it up. Let's see if Eckler. So 2 years ago, Austin Eckler he ended up with, let's see, targets 5, 6, 2, 8, 7, 7, 3, 6, 3, 7, 6, 4, 8, and 2. So, yeah, no, I'm not saying that Barkley is a bad pass catcher, but Jalen Hurts doesn't do that well. I have one against somebody in the community, and then I have one against like Stevie. I have one against King Coakley. The one I have against somebody in the community, it's CBK, and my team is trash. My team is not good. It's like, I think it's a Rashee Rice plus Jalen Coker team. And it also had MVS on it. So not the run out you wanted. He should be a clear favorite for that. I mean, I really do like. I think I like taking the Drake May here instead. These wide receivers, though, I actually really like the Tet McMillan pick. We're going to go ahead and take Drake May versus Miami. I think it's a very good spot. I don't think we're going to see a lot of, as you see, the ADP lines up with the next round, Dak Prescott with CeeDee Lamb. So you're probably going to see a lot. Like, that's going to be a lot of it. And I'm perfectly fine scrolling. I would love to get Hunter Henry, but I'm perfectly fine if I don't get him. Just taking Britton Strange and scrolling at wide receiver. I don't know. Maybe because I am actually okay taking like either Booty or Steph Diggs, either one. I kind of think Steph Diggs works in a little more this week. He got hyper targeted in the plays that he actually played. So we will go ahead and do that. We will take Hunter Henry. So right now we have Drake May, Henry stack. We have Alvin Kamara, Tony Pollard, and CeeDee Lamb. So we have to take a wide receiver with our next pick. Picks I like. I will start queuing up players I like. I really like Travis Hunter this week. He won't make it back, though. I mean, we could just do the old double stack. I'm okay taking Booty. Yep. Me too, bro. Me too. Let's look at some scrolls here. Xavier Legette is free for anybody who wants Xavier Legette. You can have him. I don't want him. Shakir's probably a very unique scroll option on a non-Allen team. Jerry Jeudy could get hyper-targeted this week as well. I kind of prefer Tillman, though. I mean, DJ Moore, if he fell, would be the obvious click. Or Rome. Chris Olave, I probably don't want two Saints, so there's that. I'm fine with any of these picks, though. And if I scroll down if I keep scrolling, we got Kavonta Turpin taking Tillman. Tillman's probably a pretty good scroll. Like, I like the Tillman shout out as well. Hartman over here has Trey McBride, Kyron, Marvin, Kyler, Dobbins. I think Dobbins is a very, very strong pick today this week. I think that offense cooks this week. I think Bo Nix gets his shit together. So we have I'm pretty happy with this Dog Bowl team though. I get a bet on my Drake May with the Hunter Henry stack. I get CeeDee Lamb, who I personally have over Derrick Henry this week. We'll see how that plays out. Like the CeeDee Lamb narrative of after losing the game and having 3 drops in a single game, which is completely not like when has CeeDee Lamb ever been like that? It's very easy to envision CeeDee Lamb against the Giants just absolutely destroying them, right? After having a game where they should have, he pretty much lost the game. Yes, he's probably the reason they were still in the game, but he's also the sole reason one of the only reasons they ended up losing in week 1. And he had 13 targets week 1. That's some crazy stuff. Last year against the Giants, he had 98 and a touchdown in their first meeting. In their second meeting, he actually got held down to 39 yards, which is kind of wild. Yeah, true. Well, one of those wasn't really a drop. It's just a 2 of them were actual drops. One of them was 2 of those drops were just drops, and 2 of them were very hard catches. I would love Devonta Smith here. Devonta Smith would be my favorite. Absolutely. As a Chiefs fan, I remember the Super Bowl. So I'm pretty happy with this Dog Bowl team. Drake May, Hunter Henry stack, CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, and then Kamara Pollard. It might be duped, but who cares if it's duped? If it's one of the if this is what you need and it's in the top 3, that's what you needed. All right, so, and actually, can I go back? Yeah, good. So Cedric Tillman, he did not lie. He went with Cedric Tillman. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can do the victory formation. See if that's about filled. This is a single entry. Anybody who wants in, we'll wait for a minute on that. See how that works out. See if anybody jumps in. Really? Twitter gave me a notification and it said that I should follow Elon Musk. Thanks, Twitter. Thank you. I did not know he existed. Thanks for throwing that in my face. Top follow offer. I'm so happy you informed me that Elon Musk is I'm not following him. I was very aware that I was not. Thanks. All right, so waiting on 2. I'll wait another minute, see if anybody else pops in. If nobody pops in, I'll pop out and go do a primetime palooza. I do want to get – I don't like the $10 price point on them. I just like doing them for fun. Okay, so it does look like this will fill. Um, I'm just going to get my guys in this, and I'm not even going to work. Like, in these single entries, I don't mind going McBride plus Connor. That's what I believe is going to be really good and project very well. And even if it's not great for first, like it's only 564 entrants, and you do double up to get top 100. And I do think it's possible that a McBride plus Connor team could get first. Like if you don't need a two touchdown running back, and Connor is within 3 to 4 points of the number 2 or 3 guy, it's very possible that McBride and McBride laps the field. Like if McBride has a 10 catch, 100 yard, 1 touchdown game, he's going to be needed. And I do think that a lot of people will probably refuse to take Connor with McBride. And if Connor is just kind of sits there with a group of running backs that are all similar, I do think that could be optimal. Like you get the RB1, and because an RB1 separates, and then there's like 4 or 5 running backs that are all within like 2 points of each other. I think just like having the 2 players that separated will be the difference. And I do think that the floor for Connor is very high, like very, very high. I would be fairly shocked this week if Connor doesn't end up with like 12.5 points. Like I know his projection isn't that by underdog. Oh, it's 13 and 0.7. I would be pretty shocked if he doesn't get 13, like 12.5 to 13 points. So that's where I'm at with that. All right, we need one more. Hopefully this doesn't take forever. Anybody have any start-sit questions for the week? I'm pretty leery on the Xavier Worthy stuff. Xavier Worthy was at practice today, and he was catching passes, and he was doing shoulder workout stuff on the side. It looked like he had decent range of motion, like okay range of motion with it. I don't know if I want him to play this week. Like I would rather him be fully healthy when he plays, but I have some eliminator teams with some Worthy on it right now. So, and while we're here, Jeff Mueller report Chris Godwin jumping off his left foot, but notably only cutting on his right in these drills. Probably still has a long way to go. Window for his return is likely week 5 to 8 or so. Still not expecting him to be near 100% until 2026. That's wild. I generally like Jeff Mueller as a follow on this. So I have a lot of Godwin. I mean, even if Godwin's at 85% of what he was last year, 85% of what he was last year is still a fantastic player, right? So I would take that. Yeah, I had a ton of pre-draft Godwin. I had a ton of pre-draft Godwin and a ton of pre-draft Igbuka. Like I had 17% Igbuka and like 13% Godwin. May or Dak in 6-point passing touchdown this week. So May or Dak 6-point touchdown. I think I like May, assuming rushing yards are the same. I think I like May. Number one, because Miami's entire secondary is hurt, right? Their secondary is horrendous right now. So I do think that they're going to get there that way, and they have a good defensive line supposedly. So maybe it makes May run a little more too. So I do actually really like Drake May this week, just over Dak, kind of straight up. And Dak's also going against the Giants defensive line, which is supposed to be pretty good. Welcome, Prolific. 12-team half-point PPR, start one. Charbonnet, Golden, or Keenan Allen. I think the play. I like Golden to possibly get a touchdown tonight, but I do think that the safe play is definitely Keenan Allen. So I think I would go with Keenan there. What do you guys think? Like Keenan had only been on the team a little bit, right? And he ended up getting a bunch of targets. I do think that, like, yes, they had some chemistry still, but Keenan couldn't have known the full playbook yet, right? He's going to learn more of the playbook this week. I think I like Keenan. I do think that I kind of think that this week is a big week for Golden. I do think that he has a high chance to score a touchdown, but the Golden is the boom bust play. Like, Golden either gets less than 4 points or he gets like 16 points. Like, I do think that. I think that Golden is a smash or a bust this week. Just for this week, right? Hulk smash, standard 14 team, Higgins. I'm assuming that's Jaden Higgins, right? Well, it doesn't look like this wants to fill. So Jaden Higgins, Jaden Higgins versus Christian Kirk. I think, is Kirk even like leaning to be active at all? So Jaden Higgins actually led the team in targets last week, I believe. And I think I would lean the player who hasn't been hurt. I think I would lean Higgins. But man, Kirk, the buzz coming out on Kirk was wild. The problem is I don't like actually yeah, I think I lean Higgins. All right, so with that not filling at all, we're going to go ahead and queue up for a Primetime Palooza, a $10 Primetime Palooza. We're going to stay in that lobby, and I'm going to enter it in 10 seconds. We're just going to stay in the victory formation lobby, and we'll do both of them if we have to. That's probably what's going to happen here. All right. Waiting on one for the Palooza. Agree, Keenan, best overall play, but Golden has that's exactly where I'm at with it. I do like, I kind of like placing a bet on Golden for a touchdown tonight. Like the 1.7 multiplier and the underdog pick'ems feels pretty wild to me, because I do think that when he hits, he's going to hit big tonight. And if he doesn't hit, it's whatever, right? So that's where I'm at with it. I think that Keenan is a very good play. Yeah, I'll say if victory formation fills. I'll pay attention to it. Are you also in that lobby, I assume, Hartman? So we get the 4-5. And I don't see anybody in here. Victory formation did fill just now. Kirk was a guy I rarely got to in best ball because of the quarterbacks. Yeah, I had like 13%. I had like 13% Christian Kirk in first quarter contest. So I kind of hope he doesn't play this week because I didn't advance any of those teams. So I don't want anybody who has him against me to get a benefit. I think it's pretty obvious that it's Jaden Daniels plus Drake London here at the end. All right, so we are at the 2 spot. This is the single entry. We will do that. That's what we have. We're definitely doing that. Back to the primetime Palooza. I would love to get. I like Jordan Mason a lot this week. So, by the way, if you scale JCM up to 100 yards, it's a 10 times multiplier on Underdog right now. And I kind of feel like JCM's either going to be under 40 or be way, way over. But I'm also a little wild. So, all right. So we do get Jamar Chase in the other draft. How many Mac Jones with Ricky stacks will be owned in this? Probably more than you want. There's only 524 entries or whatever, or 84. 564 entries in it. I personally wouldn't be getting wild myself. So JCM is not going to make it here. But Eckler is probably the better bet for my team anyway. So if JCM makes it, like, do I just take both? I think I just take both, right? Call it good. This will be unique. That guy did not think I was wild enough to do that. So he tried to push. We take both. All right. So in this draft, it's going very slow. We got Josh Allen at the 5 by Hartman. We have Jamar Chase. I would have loved Trey McBride, but if Lamar would be even better, Lamar just sounds good, doesn't it? The Packers run D did look good, but JCM already showed he could. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that if JCM gets home, it's because he breaks something long, and he is the goal line back. And I like to play him more for yardage with a scroll. I think I like him more with a scroll for yardage than I do for a touchdown. And maybe I'm just wrong. Like, it's highly possible that I am just wrong. So we could do that. 2 picks away on this one and 2 picks away on this one. It's a weird situation where I don't actually want to get Zach Ertz stacked up with Jaden Daniels. Hopefully I can get one of those players over there. I think I want the H-An here. I've done the Brian Thomas in a bunch of them, so we'll do that. On over to this one. I do want Kyle Pitts here just because of what I have going on there. And if I do that, like, I'm kind of in a bad situation here overall. We definitely need, I think I just need the Adam Thielen here to call it good. So for this primetime Palooza, team is Jaden Daniels, Drake London, JCM, Eckler, Pitts, and Thielen. So we have the Commanders just run all over them, right? Like, Jaden Daniels throws 2 touchdowns to Austin Eckler, and JCM runs one in on a long pass. And we didn't need Zach Ertz, and Kyle Pitts and Drake London both get home with a touchdown. Easy game, won all the money. Nobody else will have it because nobody else will have JCM, Eckler, and Jaden Daniels. because only a wild man would do something like that. All right, so I love Marvin Harrison here. Or I think I just want Connor, actually. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take James Conner way before ADP. I think he's just mispriced. And if Connor makes it back around, we can do that. We can do A.J. Brown as well. I do kind of like Laporta, though. We'll go ahead and take Laporta here. I don't have a lot of them. I do have him as my tight end 2 on the slate, though. I do have it McBride and then Laporta. And I don't mind a lot of the scrolls at wide receiver. Like, I wouldn't mind any of these picks right here. We'll click ADP, see what else is there. Yeah, some of the guys I like are at the top. Ted McMillan at 35.3 doesn't feel right to me. So here is the primetime Palooza once again. Adam Thielen bring back on the Kyle Pitts with Drake London. And then no Packers. Commanders absolutely dominate the game. Couple early touchdowns to Eckler, or one early touchdown to Eckler. Daniels runs one in, and then they just run the ball down their throat the rest of the game between the 3 of them. And Packers get blanked. Absolutely doable. Easy game. The Packers, it did look good, but how much of that is they have a rookie interior offensive lineman and a new guy snapping the ball, Jared Goff? Like, Frank Ragnow and Kevin Zeitler are absolute monsters, right? So with those 2 being gone, like, I don't know. I will say it did look really good, but I do also think that part of that is because of that offensive line. Yeah, the right guard got destroyed the entire game. Absolutely destroyed the entire game. Yeah, we'll just take the projectable points here with A.J. Brown. I love this. Lamar, Achane, Connor, Jamar, A.J. Brown, Sam Laporta. Just take the points. Only 564 entrants. We get an elite there. Get a bunch of the plays I like. I do like this team a lot. All right. Wildcat entering in 10. I'm going to do several of these. I'm probably going to do another 5 or 6. I'm probably going to go till about 5:45 or so tonight. Enter now. Got to head to my girls. I'll give you watch time on the way. Hey, thank you, sir, and enjoy. Do you make her watch? Do you make her watch football, or does she actually like football? A.J. Brown is going to be free 1 week and break the slate. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's kind of where he is now. Like, and to be honest, the Chiefs game is one of those that it kind of feels like he could break. Like, I kind of think that A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith, one or the other, could be the guy you need this week. Like, I do think that that's very, very likely. Maybe I take a single share of Derrick Henry if McCaffrey's gone here. I don't know. She deals with it. I wouldn't say she loves me for it. Got it. But you walked into this relationship and you're like, listen, I have rules, and these are the rules. I watch football. End of rules. Right? Is that how that played out? And I always watch football. That's it. That's all of the rules. That's all. I do kind of lean Devonta. And I do agree there. But if AJ's free at the end, uh, yeah, yeah, we're gonna stick to the guns. Absolutely. I wonder if AJ Brown is dealing with the hamstring. All the separation stuff looked rough. In the opener, maybe the Lee Kwong. Yeah, and it was a long rest too, right? Like it'll be 12 days by then. So, or not 12. It'll be 9 days. It's a longer rest than normal. So I do kind of think that if he was hampered and like they, I mean, the separation stuff's gonna look bad whenever they only play cover two the entire game to everybody, right? Because like, who's he separating from? The guy playing in an area? Like I just don't think it mattered that much. They didn't play a single snap of man coverage. Like, you're not going to have good separation score. I don't know what Devonta Smith was, but you're not going to have an elite separation score whenever the other team doesn't run a single play that's not. Absolute. I will run this every single time I get the chance. Every single time I can click Jamar Chase plus McBride or CMC plus McBride, I will do it. If I lose, I lose. And this is one of those. I've done this a bunch. I need to mix in a share of Almond. I get sniped. I also haven't taken a single share of JSN, but I'm pretty comfortable with that one. We'll take Neighbors. My girlfriend doesn't watch much, but she might actually care about our home league more than me, so that's great. Well, is that her only access to football? Like, if that's her only access to like fantasy, and you're a best ball bro, like I personally don't care about my home leagues at all since I've started playing best ball. Now I play with them, and like, since I play best ball and I talk football all the time, people love beating me in home leagues. I get it. It makes sense. Like, kind of like, it does feel comfortable until it's not, right? I think I'm going to do the rare 3 wide receiver build in this one. I think this is a rare 3 wide receiver build. I think I know what I'm going to do. Charlie, line of scrimmage, isn't somebody to take naked Burrow. So we're going to definitely push Burrow around. And we're just going to take T. Higgins here if T is available. So we're going to take T. Higgins, and we're going to push it around to take Joe Burrow. Hopefully. Maybe Charlie's gonna take naked Burrow. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. And JSN is gonna feel a little worse with this week versus the Steelers. I know that Fields destroyed him, or absolutely destroyed him. But man. I don't know. I can't get there this week with JSN being projected so high. I kind of think this is the week that Cooper Kupp mixes in a little bit and like makes everything really ugly. And Torrey Horton might actually see a little bit of volume this week. Call me crazy. So this is I would love to get Brees here. And I would actually take James Conner on this team as well. Who we got? Jacksonville. Did ETN go? So ETN did go. This would have been a rare team I would have taken ETN on. So we have Chase, Higgins, Burrow, no bring back. Neighbors, McBride, Brees Hall. All right, we're going to do one more. And we're going to go. It'll be another hurry up, and it'll be in 10 seconds. Jets is the best quarterback. Jets quarterback since, or Fields is the best Jets quarterback since Broadway Joe. Darnold is the worst Seahawks quarterback since Matt Flynn. That's hilarious. All right, so I already gave my answer for the Jaden Higgins, Christian Kirk thing. I just like Christian Kirk is always out injured, right? And it's that hamstring's been a problem before. Like, I just can't trust him first game back. If he's actually back and healthy, I think if he's fully healthy and he's 100%, I think that the answer is definitely Christian Kirk. But man, and especially with as bad as that offensive line is, but I can't trust him to be healthy. Matt Flynn getting that contract because of one game, yeah, that is one of the best things to ever happen in sports. All right, hot sauce is here at the 4. We got the 5. By the way, my AC stopped working today for some reason. It sucks. It really sucks. So we have this. I think this is going to be my last draft, though. This is like the only situation I'll let myself get Saquon, is if these 3 are gone. Like, I will get one of these players. Like, I want McBride more than those 2 players, but I think I'm going to start trying to push McBride around the corner. If I'm at the corner, I just take McBride every time. And every time I'm at the 5 spot and I've tried to push it, I've only landed it once. Hopefully Barkley just goes before me and I don't have to worry about it. I actually don't really like Barkley's matchup versus Kansas City. I don't like it very much at all. I think KC is very good at rush lane defense. We get CeeDee Lamb. And I don't know. I already did a CD Saquon team. And I've done a ton of CD plus McBride, but I'm going to go ahead and not take McBride in this one, just to be a little unique for myself. I love McBride, but if you come over here, look at my current exposures. Out of 9, I've done more than 19 now. Let's see if I can get it to update. 24 teams. I have 45% McBride and 45% Jamar Chase. This is right where I want to be with these players up here. Those are the players I think are going to break the slate. So I want to be highly exposed to them. And then to kind of be around the field on a bunch of other players. Yeah, that's the thing. Eagles Chief, yeah, I didn't like it. He still kind of got home. He had 16 points in the Super Bowl. But I don't really think that's worthy of the I don't really think that's really worthy of the pick in the first round. If he gets he has to absolutely smash the game for it to be worth it, right? And I don't think that happens. I could easily be wrong, but I don't think that happens. So, like right here, James Conner went. Oh, that's what I wanted. I wanted the Conner there. I want to go ahead and lock up my running back. We'll just take Kyron. I do kind of like Kyron this week, and that sucks to say. I do think that Kyron could be a decent play. I think the Rams are going to be ahead in that game and running near the end. I do think that the Titans' defensive line is pretty good, but it's not near as good as the Texans' defensive line. So there's that. And yeah, last week the Titans didn't do the best against the run. So we are done there. We're going to scroll down for Devonta Smith on this team. And then we're also going to, I think we're going to scroll down for Juwan Johnson on this team as well. Let's look. Yeah, I think I haven't taken a single Harold Fannin share. But, like, Njoku kind of feels live for a scroll, too, right? I think I like Juwan, though. Yeah, that's kind of, like, I don't have a lot of Kyron. I've drafted. This will be the second time out of 26 drafts I've drafted, and I don't want to have zero. Kind of like Jonathan Taylor. Like, I don't like the Jonathan Taylor spot, but there is a world if Bo Nix throws 2 more picks and they just run the ball a bunch, right? All right, so we get Jalen Hurts stacked up with Devonta Smith. No bring back. They get ahead early, get 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts runs the ball out at the end of the game. Chase Brown, Kyron are in blowout games, and they just dominate the back end of the game. And CeeDee Lamb does CeeDee Lamb things, wins the slate. I don't mind this. Anyway, I think I'm going to start my grill up, get ready for the game. I'm probably going to head over to Fanspeak Network for anybody who's not. Head over there. I think they're doing their daily stuff right now. I might go listen to Neil Orfield. I'll probably actually put on Fanspeak and then listen to Neil Orfield. I love listening to him break down slates for the showdowns. So that's where I will be. If you are not subscribed and you're watching later, please sub. It'll help me. I've been stuck at 313 for a week now. Hopefully things pick up. I think they will. I need to do a better job of I need to get better at the editing stuff. So we'll get into that next week. Anyway, I'll see everybody. Might be on Saturday night, but if nothing else, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Central, or at 10:45 Central is when Hartman and I plan to do a 1-hour sit show about misspoke there. And every once in a while, if Candyman can jump on, he's going to jump on as well. Should be a good time. See everybody then. Peace.